Hey folks, my name is Apostle and welcome back to another OWTV interview. Joining me again, we have Natsuki from Sakura Esports. Natsuki, thank you so much for coming back on the show.
My pleasure. It's really fun.
All right. So first of all, in case we have anyone joining us for the first time, can you quickly introduce yourself? Tell us who you are.
I'm Natsuki. I'm Dutch. I play main support for Sakura. And right now I'm living with Z and we're competing. So that's
awesome. So I think we got to ask about the game that's on everyone's mind, which is your match this past weekend against Team Liquid. This was a pretty impressive match. Before we actually break it down, though, I want to ask, what were your expectations kind of going into this?
I think we're always pretty confident. We call ourselves like a vibes-based team. Like we just go in and have fun kind of thing. I know that sounds really weird because everyone cares, everyone wants to win. But we're trying to do it in a way where, we feel good about it. So we just really wanted to show that we could compete, that we could punch up. That's kind of the goal every time. Sometimes we do a little better than other times. And for me personally, I really wanted to beat Kasaurus. I can't lie. He's a good friend of mine. So, yeah.
So it was a little personal for you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, you guys started off super strong. I think it surprised pretty much everyone who was watching. You came out swinging on well, found first cap, and I know the broadcast was calling out for a while, went even deathless. You ended up losing the clutch there on well, but you played Orisa the whole time, Zeb's best hero, arguably. What was the kind of game plan when we saw you guys trying to work an Orisa into a map that we don't usually see it on?
Do you want the honest answer or the politically correct answer?
No, only honest answers here.
I think in warm-up we played Illios like twice, and we had no clue. Like, what should we play? Should we play Zarya? Should we just fucking pop Mauga out? Like, we had no clue. And then Zeb just said, "You know what? I'll just do whatever I feel like when we load in." Sure. So we load in, and he's like, "Yeah, it's Orisa time." So we just walked in Orisa. Guess we go bottom right. So I can't say it was like completely prepared, but
so it's not that it was like a secret weapon for Liquid at all.
Not really, particularly. I mean, Seb's just really good at Orisa, so that's as much as a secret weapon you're gonna get, I guess. Did we spare like two people on the map? Like, like cross map.
Yeah, there were two times when you guys were defending the Liquid push, and all of a sudden there's a spear kill in the kill feed just out of nowhere. So
just Zeb, like, what can you do?
Just hashtag just Zeb things.
Just Zeb things,
yeah. Then on Ruins, you guys started well again, but ultimately did fail to retake. What made the retake so tough there?
I mean, they just have so many angles. I think we retook kind of sloppily too. We kind of stacked four people on the same pixel. So if you walk with four people on the same path at the same time, you're probably gonna get naded or shot or jumped or whatever, and then lose all your cooldowns. So that's a bit sloppy retake from us. We should probably split a little bit more, have me or Z and extend, walk a different path a little bit, bait a little bit. So honestly, it was just sloppy play from us, and you can't do that against Liquid. You're just gonna get punished and die. So. Yeah,
right.
A bit unfortunate. But.
Now, even if you say it was sloppy, it was a very close map. And like I said, closer than anyone was expecting. What was your guys' kind of reaction after you realized just how close you were playing them?
I'm going to say we did a couple bad push calls and then we get punished for it. Going to say it. In fact, it was stalling on the rooftop at some point on Illios.
Oh.
I don't want to say it, but I think that was illegal.
Call sick.
Bit of gray area. Nah, it wouldn't matter anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like when we watched it back, it felt like every fight felt winnable, but at the end of the day, like it's still Liquid, Like even if they're down, like they're gonna go in and clutch, Like they're gonna go and try and trade your backline and make a play. And we weren't always ready for it, and that's just one of those things where you can see that they're a top team in the region.
Yeah. Now on Illios in particular, do you think that they kind of underestimated you guys a bit, and that's why you were able to kind of maybe surprise them?
Maybe, but I think both teams. We cared because we just wanted to show, and it's fun to play against good teams and like show what you got. They definitely did not care. Like, this sounds silly, but like the match seeding wise did not matter at all. Like we were always going to be fifth seed, they were always going to be first seed. No matter if we won 3-0, like it would have been the same. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, moving on in the series, we got to Esperanca, which is the best map of the series for you guys. Obviously, you guys won a huge clutch there at the end. Can you kind of talk us through that clutch from your POV?
I think we actually had fucking inted. I think I died like on cooldown. It was actually insane. Like every corner I peeked, there's 3 with a rail and Infected with a jump, and then 0 with a pinch, and just fucking die instantly. It was pretty bad. So the fact that we pulled that back is kind of miraculous. I think we had some really good ult calls. We really had the ult economy down. Like, we knew we were ahead in ult economy, and we never over-ulted. We always played safe. We kited a couple ultimates of them. So, yeah, I think just really good, staying in there. I think they might have played a little bit sloppily too. But I think on the whole, I think we had really good calls on how we wanted to take each fight. And, yeah, worked out.
What was the reaction once you actually finally won the map? Did you guys kind of explode in hype, or were you more nonchalant?
I think it was more like with 2.5 minutes left, we realized we had beat and grab, and they only had beat, and we felt like, I think at that point, and we already had checkpoint at that point as well. I think in the comms we were more like, oh hey guys, this is actually winnable. Focus up, we got this. Like, we just played this out well, and we got it. And then we won a fight where they grabbed, and they beat it, and we only grabbed, and we saved the rest of the rolls. And then we just kind of rode it out from there. Had a good guy on the Kyriel too. So, yeah, afterwards, we're just happy, and we're like, oh, we can actually win this. But then they take us to Jib, and then reality starts to kick in quite fast, I suppose.
Yeah, so you get this big confidence boost, and then they take you to Gibraltar. What's the mood as you kind of are brought into this map where it's a very tough one for Sakura's preferred comps?
You know what? I don't even think we played all too bad. We just had two really bad fights where we go for Nano and we unpeak our Ana, and then we die when our D.Va expects Nano. So we get demeched and lose a fight, and then they get their ult economy back. As much as we got full hold, I feel like there were chances on that map for us to win as well. It wasn't even that bad. Just two crucial mistakes, and you just lose the map because of it. So yeah, I mean, Gibraltar's a vibes-based thing for us as well. We just load in, we're like, yeah, let's do this now. Let's play Orisa now. Let's play some D.Va now. Kind of see how it goes.
Right. Now, as you move into the final map, King's Row, here's where we saw you guys play a Ram here play into the Ram, with your Zarya comp. Now, on paper, it's kind of been seeming like the Ram is a bit of a tough matchup for the Zarya. How does Sakura kind of approach that matchup?
I think the Zarya might win over time, but it really depends on the cooldown trades you get. If you get a good cooldown trade, you can win. If they get the better cooldown trade and burn your bubbles in your Suzu, and you get no value out of them, then they're going to win the cooldown trade. It's a bit tough. I feel like most of that map, we were actually losing to ourselves a little bit. That sounds really egotistical to say or anything, because obviously they play well. But just the small things, they slightly out micro us, they slightly get a better ult trade. We die when I'm 99 on beat instead of just playing a little bit slower until I have it, or the moment we turn the corner with Fox, somebody dies or gets one shot, and it's just the small things which make they add up, and at the end of the day, makes a huge difference. That's why you lose, That's why they're the better team.
Would you say that it was a bit of a higher pressure situation for you guys after you won that second map?
Oh, not really. No, I think, and I can only talk for myself, but I know for a fact Zeb never feels any pressure. We're just there to show and have fun and play best Overwatch. We say to ourselves, if we just don't bot out and play well, we can win any game we want. So it's just gotta make sure we're at that our top level all the time, and not only 20% of the time, basically.
Right. Now, one thing that we've seen historically from top teams is they lose a map or they lose a match, and then they kind of come back in and they play a little angry. Do you think that kind of happened with Liquid at all here? Did they kind of lock in after you were able to take a map off them, or?
Maybe. It's hard to say, honestly. It's hard to say. I think they were definitely never gonna, if they lose another map there, they might be a little bit tilted, and they might, lose it all, or oh shit, we're actually losing to Sakura, what is this? But I think they had it under control most of the time. Again, it's the small things. As much as I say oh, we lost to ourselves and we could have played better and won the game, they also force those mistakes out of us, so it's
right.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, do you think that, if you had been able to take a second map off them, force them into a map 5 scenario, would you have been able to kind of finish them off in that case?
Oh, hell yeah. No, for sure. It's it was Atlas or Suravasa last map. No matter where they would have gone, I think we would have been very confident. And I think the pressure would have been on them. Like, we would have, again, feel no pressure at all. Maybe they don't feel pressure either because, again, the game doesn't matter in the end, right? The seeding was like already decided, but yeah, they don't want to lose.
It'd be a blow to their egos if nothing else.
They don't want to lose the 27-year-old IT consultant from the Netherlands. Like that's gonna hurt anyone. So
right. So, kind of overall, what are your thoughts on the series? Because despite the loss, was it somewhat of like a confidence boost going so close against what is now the #1 team?
I mean, I think it confirms to us, like, hey, if we clean up our act and we just play well, we literally can beat anyone. But we just need to show it, right? That's the thing. At the end of the day, when playoffs hit and you need to win, if you don't play well, you're gonna lose. So yeah, first it's like we know we can play well, we know we can get those results. We just need to do it all the time, and that's a very hard thing to do, obviously. So
right. Would you say though that overall you are happy with like how you guys played, or?
Personally, I feel like if I played better, we could have taken 3 maps. Like I think I played pretty shit that series, honestly. So yeah, overall we're happy because we're like, okay, yeah, we did take a map and we did show like, okay, we can hang, but
so
at
like
the end of the day you still lose. So it's like, yeah.
Happy with the scoreline, but room for improvement individually.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. I mean, just even as a team, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I think we have a lot way to go. A lot of upside.
Right. Is there any like particular lesson you're taking from this face-off again as you move into playoffs, where chances are you may be facing on Team Liquid or another top 3 team?
I mean, if we want to make Stockholm, we'll have to beat one of the top 3 teams, and we need to beat Nightmare probably too. I'm assuming Liquid win, but bold assumption, maybe Nightmare upset them and we have to play Liquid again. Yeah, we're not sure. I mean, patch hit today, so it doesn't seem like the largest patch, but yeah, it's hard to say. It's a couple of the small things that will, go patch to patch, and are always important. That we'll have to work on. But patch will also determine a lot in like the power rankings, I think.
Right. Well, that's a perfect transition here to actually, get your thoughts on the patch. Being recorded day of, I'm assuming you said you had a scrim block, so you've had a little bit of time to kind of feel it out. But just kind of overall, what are your kind of thoughts, first impressions on it?
I mean, when I woke up, I was very happy because I was like, I was on my phone, I read the patch notes, and the first thing I see is like Orisa, like a little Orisa icon. I'm like, oh shit, okay, here we go. Ended up being like the thing for the mask and stuff. But we were really hoping for a little bit of Orisa buff. 20 damage on the spear here or there. Would have been nice. But yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, the patch doesn't seem too big. I think overall good direction. Zarya didn't get nerfed, which is nice because we like to play Zarya. But again, if Zarya got nerfed, then maybe Zeb's other ground tanks are more playable too. So that didn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, we only play like a little bit on the new patch. Doesn't seem like it's going to make the biggest changes, to be honest, at least in North America.
Okay.
Maybe in EU they're very happy because Sim didn't get nerfed, but not a lot of teams play Sim here anyway, so might not be the biggest.
Right. Now, I do want to get your perspective as a support player because we did see Wuyang maybe gutted. He did receive some, pretty heavy nerfs. Is this going to be enough to, or I should say, do you think it's impacting him severely, or is it going to?
The damage is still so high. So I think if you play him, you probably still can. Maybe Geeke might be thinking a little bit because with how aggressive UV plays on Wuyang, the 25 health will actually probably make a decent difference. So they might have to swap things up. But I think if you just play him on the side and play him in like a normal dive comp, it might not make the biggest difference because he still does a shit ton of damage. And he's still very fast. So yeah, I think that is probably the biggest change though, the Wuyang health nerf. I think that was the biggest one. Actually, the Kiri Suzu nerf is actually pretty big too, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of talking about the Kiri Suzu nerfs, outside of Juno, who received a slight buff to her ultimate charge, pretty much all the other supports were receiving like buffs and nerfs kind of solely to their perks rather than like their core kit. How is that? Is that something that you kind of like or dislike, that kind of balancing philosophy?
I mean, I think it's cool in a way that they make supports like a lot of the supports like lower HP now. so they actually are. They feel like they're killable kind of thing.
Sorry, you like that despite being a support player yourself?
I mean, it doesn't feel good, but it does also like express more skill, right? Like, I mean, in a liquid match, I die 7 times in a row. Probably not a great performance, you know. Like, if I was a better support player, I would have lived at least 3 of those kind of thing, you know. So it's like, I think that's where the skill lies in a lot of ways. And supports still do a shit ton. Like, I mean, Wuyang is out damaging more DPS than anyone. Kiri is still one of the best duelers in the game. So I think if you give him a lot of HP, it's probably pretty boring for everyone else too. So yeah, I don't mind them only changing the perks. It just, yeah, there's still so many perks in the game that just don't get picked and like are still in the game. So it's like they could do a better job, I guess. But yeah.
Right. Now, I do want to ask, obviously, this is a patch that comes out a few days before playoffs. You know, at this point, it's Overwatch tradition. How is Sakura kind of adapting to a patch that is coming out with such a short time to turn around?
I mean, I think in general, like mostly how this goes, if Korea plays, people just copy Korea instantly and then play whatever they do and see and pray that's their style. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Korea plays before playoffs, so I'm assuming a lot of people will just still play similar styles. Unless it feels like really bad in like the upcoming days. But that's usually the first thing people do is like check out people that got buffed and see how they feel, and then play their old stuff and then see if it still kind of works. So, and realistically, you only see like what's actually really good after like a week or two. That's when people start really like figuring stuff out, basically.
Right. So for you guys, are you kind of still sticking with what's been working for you so far?
I mean, we'll still have to try. Today didn't go super well on scrim, so we'll have to kind of see. But yeah, I mean, you're not going to see Zeb on ball, basically. That's going to...
So you guys aren't experimenting with like anything too crazy?
Not yet, but we might, you know. I think we're confident in playing anything if we need to. But it's also, again, it's like 3 days before the playoffs. Like, it's not like we're going to massively change everything up kind of thing, you know.
Right. Now, like you said, it is 3 days before the playoffs. Do you kind of think that this patch will shake things up at all with, you know, certain teams being more adaptable than others when it comes to kind of changing things on the fly?
I think Liquid will probably be in a good spot. Like, they have probably the widest hero pools, I'd imagine, in NNA. GK might also be really good still, even though their style might be nerfed. Like, they'll probably figure something out that they're good at before the playoffs end. So yeah, I have high hopes for those two. But then again, everyone's just going to play Comfort anyway the first couple of days, I imagine. So like, you'll probably still see SSG, Nightmare, us, and teams that still pull out what they prefer and what kind of styles they like, and then yeah, see who's better in the day. So
right. Now, I kind of want to talk about your playoffs. I should say your projected playoffs run. Right. Because your future match will be versus the loser of Team Liquid and Nightmare. Most people are kind of expecting it to be Nightmare that you guys end up facing. Do you kind of think it'll be the same? Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that's a crazy hot take. They're not scrimming us right now either, so they weren't before either, to be fair. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, we played pretty poorly in our match against Nightmare in regular season, so yeah, we're happy to run it back. And yeah.
Well, like you said, played poorly. You guys lost 3-0 to Nightmare in the regular season.
That was probably our worst loss of the season, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even if we don't take that as like an outlier, how far do you think you've come since that match? Either personally or as a team?
I mean, I think Ellie or Extend has been playing more, and I think we played pretty well with her anyway. So that's one difference. And apart from that, I think we just gone better every scrim, slowly but surely. So yeah, I'm assuming that goes for every team. But personally, I've learned to play with Zeb a lot more. I used to always be someone that likes to fight side and help my Genji. You know, me and Dip have held hands in EU for like 3 years straight. You know, like fighting the side and then going main. Whereas that doesn't really, yeah, that changed a little bit because right now I'm playing with Zeb, who needs a lot more resource and a lot more speed boost. And sometimes it just feels we're running around the map together and just sprinting it down main together, you know. So that took a bit of adapting, and I think we've gone better at that too, personally. Yeah, I mean, again, I think everyone that play so far is really skillful. You just need to be on the same page when it matters, and then not falter when the lights are bright.
So you'd say like the biggest difference between like now versus then is just the fact that you guys have been able to gel so much more?
Yeah, but I mean, I think we saw in the beginning when I actually moved here with Z, and I was on good ping, and we just got to spend more time together in and out of the game. That sounds really stupid, but I think everyone that has had a bootcamp before kind of knows it. Just being able to talk about stuff IRL also just helps a lot. Like, you're still on the same page so much easier and so much more than having to do it over Discord. So it's been like a month now since I'm here. So that's only improved and grown. So I think we're way better than we were before.
Now, outside of like, kind of the team mentality aspect of it, Nightmare as a team, we've seen them play a lot of like similar styles to you guys, especially when they have Painkiller in compared to like how you guys play with Zeb. Is that something that you feel more comfortable going against, a team that plays a style that you guys should be more familiar with?
I mean, it makes the game a lot more simpler, because if you end up in more mirrors and more similar matchups, it doesn't become a battle of like, how does the matchup feel, and like, do you play the matchup well? It's more like, hey, you have the same tools or almost the same tools. Who just plays it better? Who hits the better clutches? Who has the better ult fights? Who has the better neutrals? And I think we're ready for that. I think we're excited to show that we don't, last time we had the same and we just fucking rolled over like a good So,
but it's going to be different this time.
Well, we're gonna make it different this time. We're actually gonna shoot our guns and put up a fight.
Awesome. Now, with all that being said, this is kind of like your most high pressure game. It's single elimination for your team. How do you personally and also the team handle pressure kind of like this going into a match?
I mean, personally, I don't feel any pressure. It's like maybe I'm too old, but like at some point you've lost so many times, like it really doesn't matter anymore.
You're above it all.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna either be upset and like be angry. I mean, I'll be like, if you lose, you're always disappointed, because you put your heart and soul into something and you wanna win. But in the moment, like, there's no room to think about it. All that matters is like the next fight, and then making sure you're and your team on the same page, and that you press your buttons at the right time and you shoot your gun at the right angle. And then if you do that, then you win. And if you don't, then you're going to be very sad. Yeah. But in the moment, it's like,
And would you say that the rest of the team is on that same page?
Can't speak for everyone. I know Zeb is like nerfs of steel. Zeb doesn't really give a fuck. He's just in there. He's just vibing. I think Z is super experienced too. I don't think Z is like feels much pressure either. I mean, maybe Zoma feels a bit of pressure. And I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of speaking with Ellie. Ellie is like,
not
might
yet,
as well have ice in her veins. Like, she'll just swing and kill you. Like, she does not give a fuck. Like, she'll just run it down. Awesome.
Do you think that you guys are maybe like more confident going into that compared to like a team like Nightmare? Nightmare, we've seen from their previous interviews and stuff, they are kind of like they have very high expectations on themselves. So being dropped into the lower bracket like that, they may be feeling a lot more pressure than you guys will. So does that kind of give you an advantage when it comes to like how you approach it?
I mean, we said that last time too, right? Like, oh, they have to be ready for us. There's no pressure on us. Like, all the pressure on them. I don't think they're too worried. I think they showed then as well. Like, they have some experienced players too. They've been here before. They've had this rodeo before. They'll be fine, I think.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can't say for sure, but I'm assuming they'll be fine. And if not, then I'll take it.
Yeah. Now, depending on how this game on the weekend goes, obviously we don't want to speak it into existence, but it could be your last weekend of OWCS for the year.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
In the wild hypothetical world where that happens, if that were to happen, 0.1% chance, how do you kind of reflect on the year so far and this stage with Sakura?
Just for the record, I live in reality. There's no hypothetical world that exists. It's all fiction. It doesn't exist. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with my year so far. I mean, for one, it's super fun to be out here in North America and hanging out with Z all the time. It's like, it's been really fun. And then, that's what you do it for. You want to, I compete because I love competing, but I also love meeting people and like hanging out with stuff. I go to many French lands too, to see all my international European friends. and hang out with them for weekends because usually you only spend time in Discord and stuff. And I think I got a lot better too. I mean, from the start of the year where we started in Faceit League Masters, worked our way up, got to OWCS, got a first season, had some upsets in EMEA. Got relegated unfortunately, but still making the step here in NA and then competing in playoffs. Like, I think I've gone better every single cycle. So got to keep that up, eh?
Absolutely. Well, Natsuki, that about wraps up all the questions I have for you here today. But before I let you go, any messages that you want to put out before you get into playoffs? Any claims you want to make, threats to the teams, or if there's just anything you want to shout out?
All right. Thanks for everyone supporting me. People watching at home. I know my sister, my mom, and my brother-in-law love to watch at home when I have games. So appreciate that. And then, see y'all in Stockholm, eh?
Absolutely. All right. I love it. Well, Natsuki, thank you again so much for joining us back here at OWTV. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you. Fun as always. Cheers. Have a good night.
All right, that wraps up our episode for today. Make sure you follow Natsuki on his social medias as well as Sakura Esports so that you can keep an eye out for when their next matches are, and especially their matches coming up in the playoffs bracket this coming weekend. I'm sure you won't want to miss it, especially since, as Natsuki says, it's going to be their path to Stockholm. Exactly. And of course, make sure you follow OWTV on all our social pages as well, so you can keep an eye out for more interviews just like this, find out, what statements your favorite players are making and what's going on with your favorite teams. But again, that is going to be all for today. I've been Apostle. This has been Natsuki joining me. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.